Welcome in to the Pay Dirt Profile Podcast. This is Dante. I'm here with
Tony,
Jamar,
and Kyle.
We got the full squad. We're doing a conspiracy episode. We have a lot of stuff going on right now. You know, on a serious note with COVID-19. You know, we're trying our best to stay healthy and stay safe. All of us have been symptom free and tried to, like I said, stay healthy and safe, and we're keeping that up. But we're still trying to do content. There's people at home who have more time on their hands to listen to stuff. Hopefully listening to us is a reprieve for them. I know that on Facebook and Twitter there's people talking about crazy stuff like the government is trying to set this up as a test to see how people are doing, and there's people like the anti-vaxxers that are like, don't take the vaccine that's going to come for this, and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now, and we'll go into a little bit crazy conspiracies, sports wise and the like. But before we do that, I just want to remind everybody you can find us basically at all the main areas where your podcasts are found, including like TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. You can also find us on all of our social medias at the Pay Dirt Profile, as well as the Facebook group, the Pay Dirt Profile Podcast, where we've had a lot of positive feedback, a lot of viewers and listeners who come in, chime in with their own posts and topics, and we're able to have some good conversations. So as I was saying before, we have a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. As far as some kind of conspiracy theories are going, I saw the draft hats came out for all of the teams, which is really cool, considering they're doing the draft a different way now. One of the things that was kind of weird though was that the Atlanta Falcons were talking about putting out a new jersey set, maybe new colors, maybe a new design, and that's supposed to be coming out in a couple weeks. But like our draft hat didn't come out. When you look at it, you see draft hats of all different types, and they're all pretty sleek new designs.
Including the Rams.
Including the Rams, trashy logo. That one's on there. But ours is one that was up there last year. So one thing that I saw on Twitter, and I can't remember what the person who posted it was, but they were saying that I think this means that we're getting a new logo. And I hope to God that that's not the case, because I love our current logo. You might be able to make a tweak or so here that doesn't change the integrity of it. But, like, sorry, Jamar and your Chargers, but LA teams have not set the stage with logo changes. And I can only, like, I cower knowing that there's a chance that our logo could change from something that's been quality to something that is maybe not so quality. So I think that person kind of set the bug. If we weren't going to change our logo, why not put a draft hat out? The fact that it's not there, and everybody is looking for new content right now because there's not a whole lot of new things to talk about. The fact that our new jerseys are going to get unfolded. If the logo was going to stay the same, you would assume that you would just put out a hat, right? So that one's mine.
I think it's weird. Like, it makes me worry more that they didn't release the new stuff with everybody else,
right?
Because like now they're in a point where they're like, they were probably going to launch or something, and then they saw the feedback from the Rams logo, and they were like, oh my God, our logo sucks too. And now they're in that like awkward position of like, we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And the answer is just stay with your kick-ass logo.
Yeah, but sometimes you just switch it up because you got to sell more stuff, right? Mm-hmm. You can't have the same logo forever.
You got to sell more
Matt
Ryan jerseys.
But I mean, we've had this logo since like 99 or 2000 or so. Like, it's been like 20 years. So like, I guess that's a decent amount of time, but also like, don't have a trash logo though.
Right.
Like I'm terrified. Like I'm terrified that we're gonna come out with some Mickey Mouse Falcon. It's gonna look all busted. Oh my God.
So continue to have bad logos. It could be a Nike problem.
Maybe.
Not a team problem, not a organizational problem, right? Because Nike's doing all the jersey stuff. Could be Nike issues, coming through.
Can we just let one of these people that's on Twitter like just float some money out there to like some rando and be like, hey, design us something? Because these people, they're talented people on these social media sites that are coming up with these logos and fixing them in 5 or 10 minutes. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that that's not the case, but it doesn't feel like that. Once that person said that, it all clicked in and everybody started talking about the possibilities, and like I'm not thrilled. I'm not excited. So you got one, Jamar, Kyle?
Go for it.
I got two. I'm doing football and non-football.
All right, hit us.
Football related, not strictly like a conspiracy, more of a prediction. But you know, with this new playoff format, I'm predicting 3 teams out of the AFC West going to the playoffs. They're gonna make it. I got faith in this division. You know, they're gonna be there's a lot of talent in that division. You know, they're gonna be having some battles. I really look forward to watching those games take place. I also think they have a lot more talent than some of the other divisions in the AFC West conference, but maybe that's just me.
No, I think of the AFC divisions, that they definitely have the best shot.
They're the most competition.
Because I don't think any of them are deep enough. Mm-hmm. Right? The South's not going to be in, the East not going to be in. You could maybe think the North, if you believe in the Browns playing to their potential.
Yeah.
And the Steelers getting Big Ben back. But the West for sure would have the best shot.
So my follow-up would be, so we did our kind of, loosey-goosey prediction, and the wild card teams were the Chargers at 7, the Steelers at 6, and the Bills at 5. So outside of, because you would have 2 there if you keep the Chargers in. Do you think that the Broncos or Raiders going over the Steelers or the Bills? Which one do you think that they have a better shot? If our list had been right, which one do you think they would have a better shot at beating out?
I think the Raiders have a better chance of beating out the Steelers.
Yeah.
I think the Bills are on the way up.
Steelers.
I think the Steelers are on the way down.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. And I'm not convinced. And a couple pods ago, I talked about the chances of Jameis Winston or Cam Newton being like dark horse candidates to go to the Steelers, and that was because I'm not convinced that Ben Roethlisberger is going to come back healthy, or even if he is healthy, be the same player that he was. So I don't think that's too far of a stretch. It's kind of crazy, but like
kind of crazy,
borderline.
but
yeah,
it could low key happen.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, definitely.
So you got another one for us?
Oh no! When I was thinking about conspiracy theories, and one of the ones that come to mind when I think about it is Area 51, non-football related. People say it's full of aliens walking around and whatnot.
Did you go rate it with everybody?
I didn't go rate it with everybody.
He signed up on Facebook.
I'm not that crazy. You saw people were like, nah, that got cut real quick.
They said, don't do this.
I'm not buying it. I'm one of those people that's really like, if you can see it and you can touch it, that's real. Mm-hmm. So, I'm not.
Hey,
I'm not
I
buying
mean,
it.
there's life out there.
There's life out there. Show me proof.
But we don't have it.
Show me proof.
You might be right.
They
but
don't care about us.
I don't think that we got it.
Show me proof.
But what I'm saying is, I think there is things out there, and I don't think that it's responsible for the government to tell us that there is. Like, look at how people are reacting to like a little virus.
Yeah,
like,
if it was out there,
like,
if it was out there, we would see it.
Not
Yo,
necessarily.
You would think we would only see it if the government allowed us to see it?
Did you listen to the Joe Rogan podcast of the military pilot who was off the coast of San Diego watching this UFO jump from sea level to disappearing in a blink of an eye? No. This is a Marine Corps, I believe it was a Marine Corps pilot, like top of the top pilots, and he himself said that they were out on a training mission. They were talking to the ship, and they said that this thing kept appearing on their radar, but they could never get close enough to see it. The crew was on their way. They canceled the mission to send them to try and figure out where this thing is out in the middle of the ocean off the coast of San Diego. And he saw it, and he said it went from sea level to like whatever 50,000 feet in a blink of an eye. They said it disappeared, and then he went and found it again. Check out the podcast. It is
Shit's is real.
It is crazy, and this isn't a crazy homeless dude on the street like who took too many drugs and now believes in aliens. This is like a respected, like I don't think he was a colonel, but like high lieutenant or something like that in the Marines, flying the jet that he saw himself.
Hey, that may be him. These eyes have yet to see it. So when these eyes see it, then I'll believe it.
But in Jamar's defense, he said, "I don't think that there's aliens at Area 51."
Oh, yeah.
That's a good
And
point.
I agree because I don't think that
no.
there's no aliens that crash landed. We got them here, and their homies hadn't come back. Like, hey, we're gonna need this ship. Like, we're gonna need this technology
please.
back. Like, I don't think that there's. I know there could be other stuff there. That's
There's top
not
secret.
alien.
There's top secret stuff there for sure.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I agree. There's no aliens there because they
aliens.
moved them somewhere else.
Too advanced for that shit.
Those black sites.
All right, Kyle, where we at?
Not going to be football related, but
That's cool.
I didn't think you guys watched enough basketball with me to know that I think LeBron's the best to ever do it, and he keeps getting run out of these MVPs. One reason why, sorry to all the COVID victims, but I'm not sold on everything of that. But they shut the season down. They're trying to keep this MVP away from him. That final 2 weeks, he was on his way. He was on his way.
They're trying to let Giannis heal up.
Yep. They're just going to give it to everyone else. He's behind Michael. These writers don't want to let Michael get passed by LeBron because that would be one reason why they could say he's better MVPs.
Well, I was one of the people because I think that Michael Jordan is up there, but I personally, based on how I play and how I value player traits, think that Magic Johnson should be right on the same level with Michael Jordan. And with another MVP and a title or so, LeBron puts himself on that same playing field. Like, I know that some people don't think that he should be even past Bird or Johnson, and that's fair to have those arguments. But I do see the trend that you're talking about, and it happened to Jordan, it happened to Kobe like twice. It happened to some of the other best players.
I think it's a
narrative.
when you have people who don't play basketball voting on stuff like this, right? The writers who want to create their own narratives,
right?
They're looking out for their jobs in the future. So when MJ should have won it most of the years he was playing, right?
Right.
But they started giving to Barkley, and I think Carmelo won some, and scattered in between there because he has 6 in
15 years.
Yeah, which is not enough.
Yeah, 6 in 8 or 9 really great years.
And over the last 6 to 8 years with LeBron, everyone's looking for who's next, right? They're looking for their own job security. So they can talk about Giannis, Harden, Derrick Rose. Yes. They want that next guy to be in line, and they're trying to do this with Giannis now, but as fans of sport in general, we should probably not try to skip over this part of his career, right? Because he's going to be gone, and we're going to be watching
Donovan Mitchell,
Blake Griffin Jr., aka Zion Williams, dunk a little bit, and then we'll be like, oh yeah, Donovan Mitchell, cool. Damian Lillard, 35 shots tonight. Like, guys like that, you're good. But, like, when you have greatness, you don't want to pass it up.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, your conspiracy theory is that the NBA released COVID-19 to not
they probably,
make sure LeBron did
the
not
gun,
win
though,
it.
Because, clearly guys got it. But I think they're going to cut the NBA season short now.
I mean,
but it was not COVID related, but like it was okay. We cut this thing off, and they're gonna go straight to the playoffs, I'm sure.
But if they do that though, like I don't think, because I mean, like I don't know how many people are watching. I don't think that many teams that are on the outside looking in playoff wise, we're gonna sneak in and go on this crazy run.
There's only probably one team on either side that was close.
Right.
The
Like
Pelicans
basically the teams that were playing good basketball were going to be in the playoffs. So like if they wanted to say like, hey, we're going to play 2 weeks and get some tune-ups and then cut it off and go to the playoffs, like I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Like
they'd be better off at this point.
But then you're losing revenue, though. Like, if you push it back, you can still gain that revenue back.
Right, but how long are you willing to continue to push it back?
Yeah. I mean, you're just at that point, you push everything back, and you lose that dead period that you would have from, like, July to October, where you have Summer League and basically nothing else. You just push into
Here's how you fix it. Count the playoffs for MVP. And LeBron will win.
Oh, my God. You should. So... Drum roll. Tony is leading us in here. He say the best for last.
So I'm not the creator of this, but I saw it and I wanted to present it to the group because it solves a lot of the issues that our group has over the course of the season. We talked about Brady going to the Bucs, Jameis coming to New England maybe, and or New England just having Jared Stidham and Brian Hoyer, and so this kind of solves all that, plus the little bit of Kirk Cousins and maybe a little bit of Cam Newton in here too. So something that kind of went under the radar with the Kirk Cousins extension is that the Minnesota Vikings got rid of his no trade clause.
Okay.
So now Kirk Cousins the Vikings are free to trade Kirk Cousins.
Oh, is it a 2-year extension?
2-year extension.
So 3 years total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can get rid of him whenever they want. New England Patriots need a quarterback.
Oh my God.
New England Patriots need a quarterback who can throw the ball, who's going to run the system, do exactly what New England needs to do, and Bill Belichick
Kyle's over here tightening up the mic. They gotta make sure to be able to respond to this.
Bill Belichick doesn't want to go down, doesn't want to lose against Tom Brady, and go down with Brian Hoyer or Jared Stidham. And then the Minnesota Vikings, who are running a run-first offense, the best thing you can do is a play action and have a play action that works after your run first offense. So you slide in a little bit of Cam Newton into Minnesota.
Wait.
Whoa.
And now you got cap space relieved. You got Kirk Cousins in New England, who's a better fill-in for that role.
Okay.
I know Kyle's going to come at it. But
yo, if this
and
happens, it's about to be big.
Release this. And then you got Cam Newton coming into Minnesota and adding a whole different element, which only leaves Jameis Winston for the Chargers.
Hey,
That's not. That wasn't even part of your conspiracy theory, and you know that's not happening. We're going with Tyrod all day. Jameis can go ahead and retire.
to the Chargers in the Rams logo section.
And Bill O'Brien strap. And what did we cover all the bases? Sam Bradford stealing money and Goff
Phillip
stealing
Rivers.
money.
Phillip Rivers. So,
Trash.
No, so I mean, I guess theoretically it's possible, right?
Why wouldn't New England want Kirk Cousins?
Because they could have got Tom Brady for the same amount.
No. This whole thing is all being shut down by the fact that the Patriots have like $800,000 in cap space.
Yes,
So
that is completely true.
Unless they're packaging Joe Thuney, who's in on a $19 million franchise tag, and they're packaging somebody else that they can get with salary filler. I'm sure we can go down the list and see, like, we could pull up Spot Track. Yeah, I'm sure you could go down on the list and see what their salary situation was, but like, if they don't have the cap space, they couldn't even make the trade.
But
they couldn't.
And the point right now, like the Tom Brady point, is irrelevant. Tom Brady's on the Bucs. This isn't.
I know.
Like Tom Brady's gone. This is why they need a fill-in.
Right.
But so the breakup between the two, right? Previously was that they both thought they deserved more of the credit, right?
Right.
So Bill Belichick wouldn't want to bring anyone in, and then be like, we got a quarterback again, right?
Right.
He's probably at the point where he wants to do it with Hoyer or a rookie. Because, right, in theory, that's what they're trying to do. Pay no one really, except for like the big name players that are really able to to succeed and have good depth. They were just paying Tom Brady because he was there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would be a wild
It'd
deal.
be
And then we would definitely pick them to win that division.
Okay, so how about this? How about this? So Kirk Cousins, somebody look up Kirk Cousins cap hit.
22 mil this year.
So we just need to settle up this year because I know that the Patriots will have space next year. So let's say that they trade N'Keal Harry. Actually, let's not do that because he's young. Mohamed Sanu is 6.5, and he didn't play very great. So you put Mohamed Sanu in there as salary cap filler. Joe Thuney's on $14 million franchise tag. So you take those two, and that gives you $20.2 million.
You could shed the rest somewhere else.
So yeah, you can shed somewhere else by cutting a couple of guys on the bottom end of your roster. Hey, you can cut Brian Hoyer. I mean, it's gonna
have to maybe one of the running backs, Burkhead or Bolden.
No, just cut one of the quarterbacks. I mean, you don't need once you get Cousins, you don't need quarterbacks anymore, right? Yeah. So it's like you have Stidham, Hoyer on your roster. You cut Hoyer, that's $1 million, and then you cut, somebody else to give you the couple extra thousands. Now you're looking at Sanu, who wasn't even really a piece for you. You draft somebody else. Sanu is a veteran who can help out the Vikings, and then you have Joe Thuney was somebody you had to re-sign anyway. I mean, it's feasible. It's doable.
So it's a wild turn of events if it happens. But it's just, kind of an underlying thing that nobody really talked about with the Kirk Cousins extension is getting rid of the trade clause. Like, right. He had a no trade clause in his contract, and now he doesn't. Now they do have, it's going to take a lot to move him because teams are going to need the cap space. They're going to, his contract's going to move with him. But it's an interesting theory. And I mean, if it really is an ego battle, then yes, Bill Belichick is not going to bring in a stud. And I know I didn't mean to call Kirk Cousins a stud, but
I was looking at you like, I was staring a hole to the side of your face, Tony. Like, what are you saying here?
He's not going to bring in an above average
NFL quarterback.
a guy who can run the system.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. And then Minnesota has Cam Newton to be dynamic.
I think Jameis sliding in at Minnesota makes a little bit more sense.
They just re-signed Sean Mannion though, so
I mean, yeah, that's a real blocker.
When's he gonna be out of the league? There's too many young quarterbacks.
Sean Mannion
better than Sean Mannion.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That was a big one to end the pod. Well, I mean, there you have it. We had a couple conspiracy theories. Every once in a while we'll try to do something that's a little bit different than like just the traditional football and traditional analysis. As always, if there's anything that you guys want to see, you can always talk to us on one of our social medias. Until next time, this is Dante,
Tony,
Jamar,
and Kyle,
and we're out.